Hey guys, it's Melody, and today we're going to be decluttering, which, let me just say, I need to be decluttering. I haven't decluttered in a while, and so I will be making a run to Salvation Army. As a minimalist, I really only downsize once a year, because there's not that much to downsize, but there's always a few more lessons to learn and a few more things that I don't need, so we're going to get to it. Right now I am looking at my first aid kit because I have too much. I am not going to be using this hemp seed hand cream. I'm still trying to use up my argan oil on my hair, which I will be using up, and I'm not a fan of lactic acid. I much prefer glycolic, so I'm going to get rid of that. Hurt my arm. Not going to save things just in case, because I can go out and get something again easily if I need to. But this, I believe, was my old pills that I never used, like Midol-Teen. I always use Aleve nowadays, so I'm going to get rid of that. Don't need it anymore. And I have a nasal spray that I never ever use, so I think I'm going to get rid of this. You just want to downsize and be realistic with your lifestyle. I also have a bunch of Velcro and things like that, so I'm going to take a look at this Velcro box, and if I don't need things, for instance, those cord clips, who's going to need all those? But if I don't need those, then I'm going to start giving them away to Salvation Army. Other people, maybe at Salvation Army, who knows, can use that. This I'm going to put in the bathroom because I definitely want to use this up on my hair as a hair mask, and I don't want to keep it. Something like NyQuil I'm definitely going to keep because when I get sick, I do not want to be leaving the house for it. Now, I've had this forever, so it says it expires 9/17. So I might just have to get another one. I might keep it for a little bit longer, but it's definitely expired. So I'm going to cut off this ugly part at least. I always get the littlest one because I just don't use enough to justify. Obviously, I don't have kids. NyQuil daily in the daytime is good to have, and I wrote the dates on here of when it would expire, so it says 01/17. Obviously I don't get sick hardly ever, so I'm going to throw out one of them and keep one of them just in case. But these are very important to me. That's the only reason why I'm keeping them, is because they're important to me to not have to leave the house. Everything else I don't mind leaving the house if I get sick again. It just happens so irregularly. I think I've gotten sick once in the past 3 years, maybe 5 years. It's not worth keeping just in case. So some of these Velcro I'll be using up to put on my mirror. These cards I have in here, there's some cards I have in here. I'm going to call the companies and get rid of them. I definitely want to say, whenever you get samples, which I never collect samples anymore, I never pick samples when I buy from Sephora. I'm content with what I have. It's very important that you think like this because it gets out of control and then you're buying a bunch of new things as well. And also your skin might suffer for it. So samples I automatically discard. I only kept this because I wanted to show you guys that it just needs to go out. There's no use for them. I got some seeds at some gourmet restaurant for spinach, but this summer I was traveling a lot. I'm not going to save it for next summer. Just get rid of it. You know, you just have to let things go. I kept this just in case I only wanted to bring 2 eyeshadows when I travel. That never happens. I always want to bring all of them, so be realistic. If you're not that type of person, you're not the type of person. Don't guilt trip yourself. There's a lot of cards in here that I need to get rid of. Most of them I need to call the company. So I am going to call the companies for a lot of these cards on Monday. So I'm going to go through these cards and see what I need. So we're really getting down here. Now there's some light bulbs back here. I regret getting so many, but I couldn't find the light bulbs I needed, surprisingly, at Target. So I only wanted to buy 2 at a time. I really hate having backup when it comes to that. Ibuprofen I never ever use, and it's expired a long time ago. I don't know how I still have this, but this is definitely going out. Okay, cortisone I definitely want to keep because in the winter time sometimes my skin gets very itchy because it's dry. So I'm definitely going to keep cortisone just to be sure. If I don't use it this winter time, it's going out. but I will keep cortisone. I used to make my own deodorant. That's going out because I don't make my own deodorant anymore. I'm being realistic. I don't have the time. Some retinol something that somebody gave me. If you're not going to use it, throw it out. Don't just keep things laying around just because. So, what remains in this drawer are some beads, which, let's be honest, if beads pop off of my outfit, I am not going to get the beads put back on. Especially those 2 little beads. It's not going to make that big of a difference. So I've got some band-aids in here, which are essential to keep. That's really a part of any first aid kit. So I've got some razors in here, which obviously I'm going to need. I need to change out one of my razors, so I'll take one out and change it out today. I've got some hair tie that I never ever use. That needs to go. A button for something. Again, I'm not changing out the button, so that's going. And these hair ties need to go somewhere where I'm going to use them. I don't even know why they're in here, to be honest. And this is some lead, which I definitely need because I write a lot. And then some odds and ends of jewelry, which I'll have to look at. So on Monday, I'll look through the cards and I'll look through those odds and ends on Monday. I'm not going to do that right now and bog me down. So all we have remaining in here are some recipe cards, which are something that I'm going to have to look at on Monday as well, because I'm not going to do this kind of thing now where it's going to bog me down and slow me down. You want to maintain your momentum when you're downsizing. You don't want to stop at every little thing. You're going to take forever. And remember, we're trying to be efficient. I've got my high heel, which I need to put on, my high heels. I've got a high heel coming in through the mail, so it's absolutely stunning. It's my last pair that I needed, a closed-toe high heel. And I will be putting that in those high heels. So I need to do that soon, but for now I'm keeping it in there. My cortisone, a few backup makeup, my Burt's Bees rescue ointment, which I love. It's part of any first aid kit. I absolutely need this. Cortisone and Burt's Bees ointment, along with NyQuil, are my must-haves for a first aid kit. So that's my only things in my first aid kit because I just don't get sick, and I really need it. Now I've got some post-it notes, a candle, some band-aids, and my razor. So look at that, guys. Look at how much more clean this area is looking. And I've got some remaining argan oil, which is why I want to use up the first one so I can get through this one as well. I've got some remaining argan oil, and I've got my candle, my lighter, and I recently got 2 bottles of shampoo because they ran out and I didn't know what to do, so I got 2 more. So that's enough. So now this drawer is looking very nice in comparison to before. I mean, this looks good to me. It's very nice and light and airy, and I can actually probably fit this here. Probably not. It's not going to close. If I take out that candle, I can put it in. So I took out the candle and it fits perfectly. So now all of my backup fits easily in one container other than these 2 shampoos. So this is a beautiful backup container. This is considered my junk drawer, guys. So that's pretty amazing that it's that small. And when I move, it will probably even downsize more. I'm not at a necessity point yet where I need to be getting rid of my candles and things I really don't use. I'm not at that point. I can still use these candles if I want. So I'm not throwing away everything, but I'm going to be able to get through a lot of this stuff, and this is going to be downsized even more. And if I don't use this, then I'm probably just going to switch to the pill form, and that will be very slim to store as well. We're going to get through the paperwork, but the paperwork is going to be a different day, so I'm probably going to do that tomorrow. I'm going to go through the paperwork and see what I can downsize, and I'm going to be ruthless. I am going to scan as many things as I can because I just never go through these papers. I have not touched these papers in over a year because I just go to my books and I read my books and I film and I do things that I really am passionate about. I'm not passionate about going through magazine clippings. Who's passionate about that? So I don't have time for that kind of stuff, and I also don't want to be discontent. So I don't need more discontent in my life. I'm already an intuitive. Intuitives already see possibilities endlessly. They don't need magazines to tell them ways to be discontent. We can come up with enough of them on our own. So I look at all this trash that we got here, which is a great job. We've downsized by almost half. If I can downsize as a minimalist, I know there's something right now. There's some junk drawer or there's some glove box that you guys can get to right now. and it'll make a big difference in your life. So why don't you go do that right now? Why wait for another day? So I'll see you guys next time in the downsizing of the papers, which is going to be really fun and interesting because papers are complex.